What's going on, Jets fans? It's your boy DT back with another video, another mock reaction. This time, ESPN's Fields Yates released his mock draft 1.0, and there is quite a bit of a surprise at the top of his mock. So, first and foremost, the Jets in his mock are picking 7th overall, and he has the New York Giants picking 1st overall. Now, I will be doing a video that will be breaking down different scenarios on the next Draft Talk with DT video, so stay tuned for that. But we're going to talk about the top of the draft order a little bit more in depth. But the Jets right now in his mock have pick 7. The Giants hold pick 1. Field has a pretty rare New York to New York trade. Obviously, there are examples of the Jets and Giants doing deals in the past, right? Leonard Williams comes top of mind as one of the more recent ones, but he has the Jets trading up from 7th overall all the way to the very first pick in the 2026 draft. The parameters of the trade, the Jets would give up number 7, number 18, which is the Colts pick, and a day 2 asset in 2026. So that would obviously be either the Cowboys pick in the second round or the Jets' natural second round pick. We'll pull it up on the screen here, but he has the Jets projected to move up to number 1, and his reasoning from a Giants perspective is the Giants drafted their quarterback of the future in Jackson Dart and a building block pass rusher in Abdul Carter this year, making this a scenario where they would likely field offers to move down if they do end up with the number 1 pick. The Jets, meanwhile, can make an aggressive move up for a quarterback. Justin Fields, Tyrod Taylor, and now Brady Cook haven't stabilized their quarterback situation. No duh. The Jets are equipped with more premium draft picks than any other team after their trade deadline dealings, those obviously being Sauce Gardner and Quinnen Williams to the Colts and the Cowboys, respectively. In this mock draft trade, the Jets would send both of their first-round picks, numbers 7 and 18, and a day 2 pick to the Giants for the top selection. And with the top selection, surprise, surprise, Field has the New York Jets selecting Fernando Mendoza, quarterback, Indiana. He goes on to say, Mendoza has had a remarkable season at Indiana, showing off excellent accuracy and a powerful right arm to pair with much improved pocket awareness and sack avoidance after 2 seasons at Cal. He leads the FBS with 33 passing touchdowns this season and just handled an extremely tough test against Ohio State, leading Indiana to its first Big Ten championship since 1967. The Jets are currently 27th in QBR with a 40.5 rating, needing a long-term answer for Coach Aaron Glenn and General Manager Darren Muji to cement themselves within the organization. So obviously, surface level, I am very much with this. I am a pretty, sizable Fernando Mendoza fan myself. I currently have him in my early rankings as quarterback 1, although I would have to be honest and say Dante Moore as a 1B is really not too far behind Fernando Mendoza. So it's really a dealer's choice, a flavor of the week, so to speak, in that regard of do they like Mendoza, do they like Moore? Regardless, to go from 7 to 1 and only have to give up a total of 3 picks seems pretty reasonable for me, right? I feel like if the Jets were picking inside the top 5, this would be more of the package of picks that would need to go up 3 or 4 spots. But to go up 6 spots and only give up this, I guess, little bit of capital comparatively to other trades in the top 5, considering you're going up for a quarterback, considering you're moving up 6 spots, considering there will probably be competition for this spot, right? I look at the Cleveland Browns, who have 2 first-round picks as well. They hold Jacksonville's first-round pick. The LA Rams, they could trade up as well. They have the Atlanta Falcons first-round pick, which is a projected top 10 right now. So there is a world where there's competition. So based on those 3 factors, competition, the amount of picks that you're moving up, and for the position that you're going up to get, I think this is an absolute 10 out of 10. You do this every time if you're general manager Darren Muji. Obviously, it comes with the obvious caveat that they need to love Fernando Mendoza. If they're not in love with Fernando Mendoza and they only kind of like him and kind of like Dante Moore and they're hot and cold on Ty Simpson, then none of these trades will ever make sense for the team. And we should not expect them to do those trades. Now, between now and, the end of the combine, the beginning of the month of April, we will hear from Aaron Glenn and Darren Muji talking about what they prefer in a lot of these prospects. Obviously, all different positions, but you definitely want to keep an ear close to the podium when they're talking about the quarterback position to kind of give you some context clues on who their quarterback preference is, like who they're leaning towards, Mendoza or maybe Moore, Simpson, whoever. So on the surface, I do this trade 10 out of 10 times if I'm Darren Muji, and I walk away with a quarterback that I would have to be in love with, right? You have to be infatuated to move all the way up to the number one spot. Unless you're just taking a gamble, which it doesn't make sense. If you're taking a gamble on the number one overall pick, you have to have a high level of conviction in this player. You can't just say, I kind of like Fernando Mendoza. So to me, this is an easy one. I mocked the Dane Brugler mock last week, and he had the Jets sticking and picking Mekhi Lemon, the wide receiver from USC. You can go ahead and check out that video. I'll leave it at the end of this video. But to go up for a quarterback, I can't argue with it. The Jets obviously have a need at quarterback. Is this my preferred path? Maybe not. Spending a total of 4 overall picks on Fernando Mendoza, right? The 3 to get up, 7, 18, and then whatever that day 2 pick is. And then you're spending the pick you traded up for on Fernando Mendoza. So a total of 4 picks going towards Fernando Mendoza doesn't necessarily excite me to the fullest, but the potential of Fernando Mendoza with what is currently constructed with this Jets offense, considering they're going to add in a lot of help and support around whoever the quarterback is, I can totally get behind this. Fernando Mendoza, like I said, is my 1A quarterback. So to me, this is a pretty easy yes for me. So mock reaction, Fields Yates 1.0. I'm on board. Let me know in the comments below. Are you giving up 3 draft picks this year to go get Fernando Mendoza? I think the best part of this is that you're not giving up 2027 picks either. So you still have your 3 first-round picks plus your natural second-round pick. Gives you some flexibility, right? But it does start the clock. No matter how you slice it, this is AG and Darren Muji's probably only real swing at the quarterback position. And if they make this trade up and Fernando Mendoza is a colossal bust, they're not going to get the picks in 2027. So some other coach and GM will likely be making those picks. So it is a fine balance. It always is going to come down to the Jets, their love for the quarterback, their preference of the quarterback, and then obviously the competition that is going to be, existent to go up to number 1 from number 7. So sound off in the comments. Let me know. Are you doing this trade if you're Darren Muji? Are you not doing this trade? Are you keeping your picks for next year and trying to add a veteran bridge option instead? Let me know in the comments below. Like this video if you're new. Subscribe to the channel. We just passed 1,200 subscribers, so I certainly appreciate that. On the road to 2,000 now. DT signing off saying happy mock drafting.